Good afternoon. Welcome to the Washington Demon Coaches Show, also known as the Washington Press Box, also known as the Patterson Van Welden Power Hour, also known as, you insert title there. I'm your friendly neighborhood host, Todd Patterson. I'm joined again in the studio by Brent Van Welden, and today we'll also be joined by two very exciting guests. Coach Nick Ehret, head coach of the Washington Demon football team, and we have the one they call Patty here today, Ethan Patterson, who is the quarterback of the football team. He'll be telling us hopefully a little bit about his future plans. Mr. Van Welden, it's great to, when Wednesday rolls around, I feel like I'm missing something. And it's a conversation with Brent Van Welden, and I know it's coming up the next day, and I start to get excited about it.
I bet you do. I don't know how you can think about anything else.
Well,
it's
just
good stuff, though.
Food.
It's fun.
Food and Van Welden. That's,
yeah, I guess.
So how are things going? You want to recap us on homecoming week a little bit?
Homecoming was pretty smooth. I've talked with Mr. Kloffenstein and Mrs. Bean Blossom, and in reality, thinking back of previous years, way back, our kids did a great job. We heard a few smatterings of maybe there was some toilet paper or something around town, but nothing came to us. So really nobody got in trouble. So, everything was great.
Hopefully it was just the single ply stuff.
Yeah,
that's a lot easier to get out.
Actually, no, it was the expensive stuff.
Somebody went with like the quilted northern,
yeah, the rumor was
hit it with some Charmin.
It was the good stuff. So I don't know. They're spending a lot of money on toilet paper and then throwing it, but not bad. I don't want to. That's not funny. They should not be doing that.
No, I agree. Don't use expensive toilet paper when you TP people. Oh, yeah. That wasn't what you're saying. Yeah, got it.
No, it was a good week. We had the game Friday night. We played tough. The weather was probably not conducive for fans to enjoy it too much, but we had a great crowd. And then Saturday night we ended with the dance. We had a lot of kids at the dance. Looked like they were enjoying themselves. So I really think Homecoming 2022 was a huge success, and it looks like next year will kind of be the same process with powder puff and all that being in there again.
That's great. And I wanted to congratulate Kevin Flannery on being named Homecoming King and Grace Voss on being named Homecoming Queen. And congratulations to all the rest of the court. It was really nice. I went to Spirit Night, and other than the smell of the football players, it was a very enjoyable experience.
Yeah, some of them need to wash their jerseys.
I'm not sure what's going on, but I was walking in as they were walking to go backstage, and I got a little dizzy for a second.
Some of them are pretty strong.
So we don't have any assessment on number of suspensions or vandalism costs, just the T piece, huh?
Yeah, it's no suspensions.
Well, I'd like to congratulate the senior class, then. You guys did a great job.
Leaders. Yeah,
great job. So in terms of other sports and other activities, I went to the cross-country meet. In retrospect, I should have walked to it, but I drove to it and basically parked on top of another car.
Maybe further away than what you would have walked.
Yeah, it was further away than if I would have walked. Thankfully, John Monk gave me a ride up to the course. But how the cross-country still strong, sounds like? Yeah,
they both won. They both came out and ran real strong. Micah won again going away. I suppose he was 30, 40 seconds maybe ahead of the second place finisher. And then Irish Doll, I think, was our top finisher for the girls. She was second to a Fort Madison runner who's really strong. But both teams are looking real good, and we're excited about where they're at. And obviously they get to run last night they got to run on the district course. So
it looks like a tough course. I mean, despite appearances, I am a runner.
Yeah.
It's not that funny.
It is a tough course. They always talk about Kickers Complex or something in Iowa City that they run up a steep hill in the beginning, but I don't think many courses are as hilly as ours.
And it was pretty windy the other night,
too. It was terribly windy at times, But, the teams did great. There was a lot of people there cheering them on. The football team showed up. They do that every year and show support for the cross-country team. So it was a lot of fun. We didn't have any major hiccups, so I think I only messed up once. Typing in a bib number, I typed in 676 instead of 767, so
to our benefit?
No, actually, it left our own runner out. So it was not to our benefit.
Then
so
I
we
know
got that figured out.
Then they had to know it wasn't intentional.
Yeah. So no, everything went great. You know, that was a lot of fun last night. Tonight's a little interesting. We have a home volleyball match. Our 8th grade girls are going to play up in the varsity gym against Fort Madison. And then after that, our 9th grade girls are going to play against Liberty. That's something we threw on the schedule late to get them, the high school, the 9th graders, some more matches. And we just thought it'd be neat that the 8th graders come up and got to play in the varsity gym and put that together. So if you're planning on going to the 8th grade volleyball match tonight, make sure you go to the high school.
Oh, that sounds great.
That's a lot of fun. And
one of the things I'm struck by in all these things, you mentioned the football team going to the cross country, and the cross country kids coming to the football games. There's a lot of cohesion, win, lose, or draw, that, these kids are really supporting each other. And I think that's super neat to see every year.
Yeah, there was a time back probably in, 13, 14, 15 where our student support for one another was huge. And it's back to where it was then, which is nice to see. We attribute that to our senior leaders. Obviously, everyone that's going to stuff, what grade you're in, it doesn't matter, is part of it. But it takes great leaders, seniors, to kind of show the way and the way things are supposed to be done. So we're real happy with it.
It also helps that now there's less risk of communicable diseases in the stands. So, I guess there's that. Yeah,
that's I think we're finally rebounding from that a little bit. It's tough that, with COVID and all that stuff that, there was some years kids didn't get a homecoming dance, and, now we're past that.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
That was really tough.
Yeah.
You mentioned volleyball. We've talked cross country. How about cheer and band? Do they have anything kind of going on?
Yeah, band has their competition this weekend at Davis County. So they'll, it'll actually be their. Well, they were able to go to Mount Pleasant. That was canceled, wasn't it?
Mount Pleasant got canceled. Did they have Muscatine in there?
So,
all right.
Yeah. So I think this actually might be their first competition. So they'll be. It's exciting to see how they do and cheer. They don't have any competitions going on, but they were standing out there Friday night cheering their tails off in the rain and stuff. So it's tough, but they're doing a great job as well. I will want to say one more thing about volleyball. On Tuesday of next week, we host the first round of the conference tournament. So we get to host that, and there's 4 rounds. All the conference schools will be there, so it'll be a big crowd.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that. Mr. Van Welden, thank you for being here as always, unless you have something to add from the school board, which I think you said you didn't.
No, nothing new school board wise or anything like that. So.
Okay, it's pretty much on autopilot, huh?
No, but the next 2 weeks are real busy, but after that we kind of get a little bit of a break.
That's good.
So.
That's good. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and I'll come back and be joined by Nick Ehret, head coach of the Washington Demons football team, and Ethan Patterson.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
Oh, sorry. Welcome back to Washington Demon Coaches Show. I'm your host, Todd Patterson. I'm now joined by head coach of the Washington Demon football team, Nick Ehret, and one of his players, Ethan Patterson. So, Coach, you've had a couple rough weeks here. Can you give me an assessment of your season so far, maybe what you've learned a little about your team, and how do you see going forward here?
Yeah, we started off real well, got a couple wins, and, ran into some good teams. We knew this portion of our schedule was going to be tough. And in the non-district with Clear Creek and Fort Madison, and then opening the district with Grinnell, who was runner-up last year. We knew it was going to be tough. I think we've seen a lot of grit from our guys. It's certainly not an effort thing or anything like that. We just got to execute a little bit better. We saw a lot of growth on Friday. We had opportunities. We just fell a little bit short. But the good thing about this district that we're in is I think it's anybody's race. Everybody seems to be about even. We just got to improve each week, and hopefully we can find a way to win on Friday.
So can you talk a little bit about the Grinnell game? I thought, first of all, it seemed to me like, there's no moral victories in football. That's one thing. But it seemed like you guys rebounded from a couple of tough weeks and you really played well and hard. I noticed a couple of things that I found kind of interesting. One was, it looks like you had a formation, at least that I hadn't seen, with, big Deshaun in the backfield. And I think you came down with that maybe first possession even. And then I noticed you also had more guys playing kind of both ways than you have in the past. And can you talk about those kind of?
Yeah, that was a formation we kind of, right at the end of Fort Madison, we kind of threw in there. We found some success with it. The big thing was trying to get some confidence to our guys. We haven't started games real fast, unfortunately, and we thought this was going to be a way to maybe catch them off guard and maybe get some positive plays for us, which it did. We drove right down and scored. And again, the big thing for us right now is we're just not starting great. We're kind of digging ourselves a hole, and we're not really built to dig ourselves out of holes. We need to start fast and at least keep the game close or even. I thought our guys did a great job of battling back. We got a couple big plays, special teams wise.
Yeah, Jude Carter, shout him out with that.
Absolutely.
I had to look up who number 41 was in the program.
It was, it was a huge play. He was super excited about that. But special teams has been a little bit of an issue for us this year, but we got some big plays there. But and we had chances again toward the end of the game. We just fell a little bit short, but. Again, I was very proud of our guys with how they fought. Again, it's not a matter of effort or anything like that. We just gotta execute a little bit better. And in terms of the guys playing both ways, we knew we were going to be young and inexperienced in some spots, and that's shown a little bit this year. And that's we expected that. So we're relying more on some of our veteran guys that we know can play both ways and we know can help us out.
So I was kind of talking to you off camera. Your healthier team is knock on wood. And
knock on wood, especially compared to last year. We're middle of season, and we've got the regular bumps and bruises. There's some sickness going around right now, but for the most part, we're healthy, so that's a good thing.
So, Solon this week, kind of give me your assessment and kind of keys to beating Solon. I know a little bit about the two players that we've been playing against for years, are Blake Timmons and Brett White, and they're kind of the studs of the baseball team as well as the football team. So. Kind of how do you approach that, and how do you work to secure a victory?
Timmons, he's their guy. Everything kind of runs through him. He's dynamic, like Patty is. He likes to run it, likes to throw it. We got to stop him defensively. Offensively, it's again just trying to find things that we can hang our hat on and be successful with. They don't do anything fancy defensively. They've been running the same defense for years and years. They're just real good at it. They're very solid. They've got athletes. They fly around. They tackle well. The message to the guys this week has just been, we have to believe that we can go up there and win. A lot of times you play teams like Solon, and the name just, the name can get you kind of in an area you don't want to be. And it's just, they're teenagers like we are. They're susceptible to mistakes like we are. And we just got to go up and play our best game and know that we can beat them.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say we hate them. I don't think that's too much of an overstatement in any way, shape, or form, but I wish them well. Let me ask, so Ethan Patterson, is that right? Ethan Patterson?
Yes.
The one they call Patty?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, what positions you play, and kind of give a little background here.
I play quarterback on offense, and on the defensive side, I play safety or defensive back.
And it's also called what? You told me?
Demon.
Demon. You play Demon.
Yes.
Okay. So a couple of questions for you. What is the role, the quarterback?
You got to be the leader of the offense. You got to know what everyone's doing. Everyone else, they got to know one position. You got to know what the line's doing up front, and you got to know what routes your receivers are running. You just got to know what everyone's doing.
So how much in this offense are you doing, like, kind of read things, or how much of that is decision making on your side?
I would say just about every play, there is either a pass option, a run option, or I can keep. So there's not a lot of plays where it's just handoff or throw here.
So it requires some thought as you're going through it.
Yeah.
So when Braden was here, I asked him a serious question about the jerseys, the orange jerseys. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He said you and Deshaun and him, and you have one other captain, James, are responsible for when we're going to see those jerseys. What do we got?
I guess we'll find out later.
I would tell you that you're going to see them sooner rather than later.
Sounds like the coach might get involved with this decision. So what are your thoughts about the season so far? And you're 2-3. How do you feel like you need to move things to kind of get back in the win column and get things going the right way?
2-3 doesn't sound very good, but I don't think our season has gone like that. I think we've had a better season than what most people think. We have a top-ranked team in the state that I think is very beatable, and that would really turn our season around.
Yeah. So why do they call you Patty? I'm just kidding. They were gonna call me Patty back in the day, but my mom's name is Patty. Yeah, no, they called me Pitter Patter. I was Pitter Patter.
Okay.
Well, you weren't alive. How would you know?
Patty's a lot better than Pitter Patter.
A lot better, but that was my mom's name. That was your grandmother's name. Okay, well, we should get off of that. Can you talk to me a little bit about, I understand there were some coaches' instructions that you were not to take a direct hit. You were, in fact, supposed to slide or get out of bounds. And it was within about an hour of hearing that I saw you lower the hammer on a kid from Mount Pleasant and knock him on the ground. So can you talk a little bit about that philosophy?
Yeah, we've always kind of, Mount Pleasant, they were always talking trash to us, so, why not?
So you weren't running out of bounds that day?
No.
But there's sometimes also where, you got a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. You got to lower it and go get it, right? You got to get into the end zone. Yeah. We didn't used to run out of bounds. All right.
You didn't.
Well, I rarely had the ball. Yeah. And plus, I was usually already out of bounds on the sideline. So can you, for those that don't know, maybe enlighten us a little bit about some future plans you might have, or we're literally all waiting to hear?
Well, our future plans are to play baseball in college, and undecided college.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Anything that you are thinking about studying at this point?
Something in the business field.
Do you think hospital work is of interest to you?
Probably not.
It sounds like a pretty good gig, Pat.
It hurts. They never want to follow you. All right. Let's see. I guess that's all I had for these guys. All right. Anything to add, Coach? I mean, I wish you guys. I'm sorry. Coach just had a baby. It was the night before the Grinnell game?
Thursday night at right around midnight. So yeah, we had our son Theodore then, and coached the next night. So it's been kind of a blur of a week.
Have you had any sleep?
A little bit, not very much. So
here's so it's Theodore David, Ehret. So it'd be TD Ehret, touchdown Ehret. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, we're hoping to see several of those for the Demons on Friday.
Well, when your initials are TP, just about anything is better. I was a problem during the homecoming week.
I bet it was.
So I just want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
I want to thank you all for joining us on this week's edition of the Washington Demon Coaches Show, a.k.a. the Washington Press Box, a.k.a. the Patterson Van Weldon Power Hour. So have a great day. It's been nice chatting with you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it a lot.